then there's you. The transcendent field of receptivity, availability, openness, surrender, devotion, and participating in your own unfolding. You ain't seen nothing yet. Nothing. Woo! Life is good. We've been saying life is good for over 36 years. Woo! You guys feeling good, house band? Yeah. You feeling good, choir back there? Are you feeling good out there in agape land? Because we have a smile on our face through magnificent Bettina Hubby. We have a wonderful sense of devotion through Janet Dion and the sacred readings. We have a wonderful sense of enthusiasm in Theos from our magnificent global choir and national choir, our wonderful, soulful agape ensemble. And we have you with a deep sense of receptivity tuning in to the sacred service of the day as we're renewing the theme of the journey to you, which always begins with an awareness that there is a divine and perfect pattern held in the heart mind of the infinite of each and every one of us. A unique expression of infinite potential that has never existed before and will never exist again. And there is a perfect pattern, which is why we call it our unfolding. We're not creating ourselves. We're not recreating ourselves. We are allowing that which is already here to unfold, so that that which the presence of the living God has recreated as each and every one of us can begin to come into expression, demonstration, and manifestation through our soulful participation, meaning you and I have the ability to create the ripe condition for the unfoldment of our own soul. You need to understand what that means, because if you can catch that, then you'll understand why you are not to be victimized by experiences, victimized by the world of appearances, victimized by circumstances and situations, victimized by your own thinkingness about yourself. When you understand that you get to create the condition for your own unfoldment through meditation, through affirmative prayer, through sacred utterance and affirmation, through study, through fellowship, you create a vibrational condition within yourself because you are endogenous, meaning you create your own environment from within yourself. Then that which has been planted before time began can begin to express itself by means of you. You're on a journey to you. It is a dynamic adventure, meaning you are creating the path as you're stepping on it. You're not just following a path that somebody else has already laid down. You follow spiritual principles, yet you can use other people as examples. Yes, you can use other people as inspiration. Yes, but when you say yes to you, then and you catch the dynamic calling of your own heart and soul and walk in the direction of your own unfolding, you're creating your own path as you're stepping there. The path reveals itself by every step that you take in your sacred yes. So when you hear me say to you this morning, don't quit your daydream. Don't quit your daydream. It's an awareness that the dream that you have in your soul, remember the reading, keep alive the dream in your heart by Dr. Thurman last week, that the dream that constantly comes up in your awareness, you have placed there as an alarm clock to your soul that wakes you up from the miasma of circumstance and situations that you're going through. It's a dream that constantly wakes you up to why you took the incarnation in the first place. I was just talking to Reverend Joanne Coleman, and she was reminding me of a time pre-agape when I was working at the prayer ministry. We were both there, and she reminded me that I would tell her about this dream of a place called agape. It was just a dream. It was just a passing fancy, so to speak. And I can remember a dream that I had in which, in this particular dream, I was infinitesimally small. And I was walking down the street, and it was all of this beauty and love and enthusiasm, and people from all walks of life were in this place celebrating the connection and the fellowship, and there was great music and message. And the inner voice said to me, this is what we want you to do. And I was really small in this dream, and agape was really big, and I said, how am I going to do that? And the voice said, you say yes, and we'll do the rest. There's a dream within all of us. Don't give up your daydream. There was a dream within all of us, and as Reverend Deborah Johnson reminded you last week, as that divine and sacred yes in you becomes so potent and so strong, then the powerful universal presence through universal law that's for you and never against you begins to do the rest. Meaning, it begins to activate gifts within you. Begin to activate powers. It begins to activate soulful lessons that you need to learn. It begins to jettison the thoughts and the sense of unworthiness. It begins to release all the doubts that you have about yourself. And even if you have doubts, even if you have fears, as you are on the adventure to yourself, walking in the direction with the fears, then the doubts and the worries and the fears are transmuted into excitement, then ultimately enthusiasm. You say yes, and the universal presence by means of you does the rest. I can remember my own deep resistance to giving up my Sundays and my weekends. I can remember, I remember receiving the call, and I can remember getting a message from Reverend June Gatlin one day. She said, the ancestor said to her, you're doing your work halfway. I was a full-time practitioner. I was teaching and running the prayer ministry. I was on the faculty of the university. I was doing seminars with my boy, Nirvana Reginald Gale. I thought I was doing pretty good. And they said, you're doing your work halfway. And then they went on to tell me that if I do not say yes, they had no more reason for me to be on the planet. Ooh, that was kind of scary. Anyway, I can remember that I used to have a crook in my neck. I could turn my neck all the way to the left, but I couldn't turn it all the way to the right. And I would go to the chiropractor on a regular basis, and I would get my adjustment. It would be fine for a while, and then a couple of weeks later, it would be stuck again. Then I can remember there was a series of moments in my life where I had to surrender to the dream. Don't quit your daydream. I had to surrender to what was trying to emerge, regardless of lack of resources, regardless of not knowing exactly what to do, regardless of anything. And I can remember finally saying, yes, take me, I'm yours. Yes, I will do this. Yes, I'll gather around me all those who have said to me, if you ever want to start something, we'll be there. And I would always say, no, I'm not going to start anything. And anyway, I can remember the day I said yes. It was a full-on yes. It wasn't a partial yes. It wasn't a maybe yes. It wasn't, let me see what's going to happen yes. It was yes. And I remember when that happened, my neck went boom, clicked right into place. Never had to go to the chiropractor for that again. The resistance had built up in my neck, and I couldn't go all the way to the right. I could go to the past. I could go to the left, but I couldn't go to the right. And the moment I said yes, and let go of that resistance, in that particular instance, it was full on. And I can remember calling as you've heard from Reverend Joan, you've heard from Reverend Deborah, that the vision core that I pulled together, it was from 3 different groups of people. My boy, Reverend Nirvana Reginald Morgan Gale, we were doing something called Agape Transformationals. And so there was a group of people that were involved in our workshops on a regular basis. And there was a stellar group of practitioner class I'm sure Reverend Joan and Reverend Deborah talked to you about that contained Reverend Deborah, Reverend Joan, Eunice Shelfon. A number of people were in this class. And they became a part of the vision group. And then there was the individuals that were a part of my clientele, people that I was working with as a spiritual practitioner. And so we pulled these 3 groups of people together that didn't know each other at all. And began to, as you've heard Reverend Deborah talk about it and Reverend Joan talk about it, become in our consciousness the vibrational frequency of what agape would be, become the dynamic of that. And you need to hear this as you are about to embark upon anything. You want to be around people that want more for you than from you. You want to be around people that want more for you than from you. And so the individuals that I was around in this vision core through weeks of prayer and meditation, we fell in love with God. We fell in love with the God within each other, and we wanted more for each other than we wanted for ourselves. That was the basis of our spiritual community. We would often quote Dr. Howard Washington Thurman as he would say that love is meeting an individual where they were, but treating them as though they were where they should be. Remember that, Reverend Coco? Meeting a person where they are. Their foibles, their peculiarities, their issues, but seeing and treating them as though they were where they should be. Now, we wouldn't use that word should today in 2022, going into 2023, but we would meet each other seeing the Christ and the Buddha feel with each other, wanting more from each other, for each other, than we wanted from each other. I can remember as we were preparing, week after week after week, months of visioning, and there came a moment in which the signal came and we were to go public. And we had a rather large mailing list of people who wanted to be informed when we were about to have our first service. And I can remember a number of us putting together, back in those days, there wasn't any email and Facebook and all of that, putting together these invitations to send out. And we had gotten a permit to begin Agape at the Jesse L. Terry Center in Santa Monica. And we had the permit, we had everything all legal and everything. And we were sending out these invitations. There were hundreds of them. And right before we were about to send out the invitations, we got a notice from Jesse L. Terry Community Center that we were not able to use it, that some political bigwig had come in and taken it over using their political powers. Because we were nothing. We hadn't even started yet, so he had no power in terms of politics. And we had used all of our money to pay for the invitation and get the flyer, all the stuff you had to do in those days. And so we had to regroup. So I remember asking the group, how much money do we have in the kitty? And they counted, it was $18. We had $18. 1 and 8 is a 9, end of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle. And so we began Agape with nothing. Remembering the secret, out of nothing and out of nowhere, you can create something. And so we put our little monies together, and we found another place, the Santa Monica Women's Club there in Santa Monica, and put our money together to rent that and get invitations out again. But the point being, we started with nothing but an idea, a vibrational frequency of unconditional love, wanting more for each other, wanting more for the congregation, wanting more for the world than we wanted for ourselves. That is where we were living. And the love ethic, agape love, took over our life. Now, this is a very important dynamic. When you understand the description of the beloved community by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and by Dr. James Lawson, who actually gave that particular description to Dr. King, by the way, who's still alive. James Lawson is 90-something years old, still speaking the truth and bringing it down thunderously. You begin to understand something. This is very important at this time in our human history. When you understand the love ethic, you move from role mate to soulmate. What does that mean? At some point, you strip away all of the roles roles that you find yourself in. You're a man, you're a woman, you're straight, you're gay, you're trans, you're black, you're white, you're an independent, you're a Republican, you're a Democrat. You have all of these different, you're a mother, you're a father, you're an uncle, you're a godfather, whatever. You have all these different roles, and all those particular roles and sub-personalities have their particular use of the law to a greater or limited degree. At a certain point, as you come into the love ethic, you strip away all the roles. And what you're left with is the presence of God, untainted by time and experience. And you begin to meet people where they are, but see them as they really are. And then you begin to understand that regardless of all the roles that people are playing, at bottom we all want the same thing. Safety and peace and love and harmony and wholeness. We want our children to be taken care of. And regardless of the ways we think we should attain such a dynamic, we're not caught up in our roles, we're caught up in our soul. So at this particular time, when individual minds have been hijacked by separation and polarization and fear, doubt, and worry, and people being stuck like a puppet on the string in the particular roles. I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm black, I'm white, and then using that as a wedge of separation. It is the first time in history of America where individuals actually think that their enemy is another American. Normally, the powers that be had you hate people from other countries and other religions and other colors of skin. Oh, we hate the Japanese. Oh, we hate the Koreans. Oh, we hate the Middle Easterns. Those that profit off of separation, now have Americans hating Americans as enemies. You see, it's unprecedented. And individuals who are blind to this are puppets on the string of separation. And so agape is rising up and saying, yeah, you can honor whatever role you're in at this particular moment. But don't get lost in the sauce. Don't get lost in the role. You want to go from role mate to soulmate. You want to begin to understand. You want more for the planet. You want more for the humanity. You want more for your beloveds than you want from them. And if you hang in that frequency and that vibration, the unconditional love of agape, unconditional love of God, unconditional love, then you will honor people's roles. But you won't allow the powers that be to divide you because of those roles. You meet a person where they are, as Dr. Thurman reminds us, and you'll treat them as if they were your beloved, whether you agree with their particular role at that moment. This is hard. I'm not saying this is easy, particularly when people are profiting off the sense of separation and polarization and profiting off of people being right. Two wrongs don't make a right, but two rights don't make a right either. Two opinions of rightness don't make a right. There's only one right, and that's God. That's the vibration of love and peace and harmony and wholeness. So you begin to ask yourself, where am I living in separation? Where am I living in being right? Where am I living opposed to somebody else's role? And begin to break that down. I'm not saying you agree with everyone. That's not what I'm saying. But you can come in alignment on a soul frequency with what we all want. What do we all want? We all want a dynamic sense of peace, a sense of love and connectivity, a sense of joy, a sense of opportunity and possibility to fulfill our dreams. Don't quit your daydream. A sense of opportunity about the inexplicable but powerful presence. All needs met, safety, security, and being able to unleash our creativity. You have come to the planet to unleash your creativity. Now, you may have been fooled into thinking that you've come to the planet to be a consumer. Wake up. You didn't come to consume. You came to create. You came to share. You came to radiate. You came to love. You came to give. You came to glow. You came to glow on with the presence of God. So hear this. This is a journey to you. No intermediary. Nothing in between you and God. You are on a journey to you with the understanding that there is a perfect spiritual idea of you held in the heart mind of the infinite, in the implicate order that you are to make explicit as your life. And you have the power to be the ripe condition for its unfolding. And so what do? You meditate. You pray. Not to God. You pray with the realization that you are communing with the presence and you're having a realization of what's already here. You're not trying to get anything other than a realization that what you're praying for you already have. You find yourself somewhere in service to an idea and a purpose bigger than your little self. Your daydreams will come. You'll have dreams. You'll have visions. Your daydreams will come as little alarm clocks to wake you up. That are you living and fulfilling your incarnation? Don't quit your daydream. And then resistance will come up because the ego wants you to stay the same. It's afraid of the unknown. And then as that resistance, you walk with the resistance, you walk with the fear, and it becomes transmuted into higher frequencies with every step that you take. And then as you surrender, yes. Yeah, how am I to do that? You say yes, we'll do the rest. And then without any condition. We didn't say, well, we're going to wait till we raise X amount of dollars before we start. No, we started broke, according to the world. We started with $18. Nothing. But an idea and being around individuals who wanted more for each other than they wanted for themselves. And that created a vibration, agape, a frequency. Today, we're in over 90 countries. People are tuning in all over the world. People are grateful. They come up all the time. I was in Phoenix. I was in St. Petersburg last week doing a 4-day seminar with Bruce Lipton, and people were coming up over and over again saying, you got me through the pandemic. You assisted my family with a sense of peace during these crazy polarization times. Out of nothing but an idea and becoming the condition. Unconditional love. Wanting more for than from. Meeting each other where we were. Nobody in the Vision Corps was perfect. Nobody had it all together. Meeting each other where we were, but treating each other as each and every one of us was the Christ, the Buddha field, the love intelligence that governs the universe. And then growing into that dynamic. Your journey to you begins every single day. It's not one and done. That dream that I'm telling you not to quit, that vision, that revelation that captures you, it's constantly unfolding. It's not one and done. The revelation that Jesus caught heaven on earth, the revelation that all the avatars have caught, it's unfolding now. Do not be fooled by the sense of separation. Do not be fooled by the polarization. Do not be fooled by the limited, sick individuals that have succumbed to homophobia and racism, etc. Don't be fooled by that. There's a vibration moving through us. And the beautiful thing about it is small groups of people around the world who are vibrating at the love ethic, way more powerful than the unconscious beings that are caught in their roles of separation and are emanating thought forms of lack and fear and worry. Your thought of love and of peace and of harmony, way more powerful than the thoughts emanating from a sense of separation. Don't quit your daydream. Let it take you into realms of possibility, even if you don't know how you're going to get there. Let it take you into expanded consciousness. Don't hold on to any sense of separation when you discover it within yourself. Don't hold on to any polarization when you discover it within yourself. Don't hold on to any hate or resentment or rightness. Be held and cradled by the love until the love becomes more real than the very chairs you're sitting on. And then you'll hear Dr. Thurman say, I want to be more loving in my heart. You hear Dr. Thurman say, keep alive the dream in the heart. You'll hear, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. And then you'll begin to see differently. You realize you are never alone. Never alone. Presence is always with you. Presence is calling you. The presence is you. Your journey to you begins again right now, this instant, by saying, yes, I am. Yes, I can. Yes, I am willing. Yes, I am able. With my physical eyes, I can't see a way out. But the way in is the way out. Woo-hoo! The way in is the way out. Feel it in your bones. Give thanks for it. Just for a few seconds, wherever you are, dance with me for a moment. Move the body temple. Get those cosmic rays glowing. Get the vibrational frequency of the Most High moving through the body temple. Ain't nothing stopping you but you. Ain't nothing stopping you but your limited point of view. Ain't nothing stopping you but you thinking you're alone and you don't have any resources. Your back is against the wall. Way before the Matrix, we said there ain't no wall at all. It's an illusion. Feel that in your frequency. Let's rock and roll up in here. She's clapping, she's snapping, she's clapping, she's snapping. Because you know why? Nothing is stopping us. Wherever you are right now, say in substance, nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me. Everything is working together for my good. I am moment by moment celebrating. I am localizing the cosmic celebration. That is our mission. That's been our mission for 36 years, to localize the cosmic celebration. Let's feel into this right now. 1 and a 2. Woo, we got it. Everybody's here. There's Brother Mitch Foreman. He's on time, in time. Dwayne Augustine's getting ready. Curtis Bird's getting ready. Big Beat, Cal Bennett is getting ready. Here we go.
Hey, y'all, come on. many things that's held us down. Now it looks like things are finally coming around. We know we got a long, long way to go. And where we end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're gonna put our show together. We're gonna coach up our act. If you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Wow.
Don't you let nothing
stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word we say, everything we say.
Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move.
Moving, yeah.
Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove.
We got it,
Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move.
leaving the negative people waiting. 'Cause we got
Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove.
we really got the groove.
Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move.
We're on it, we really got that groove.
Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove.
Leaving the negative people way behind.
Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move.
We're on it, really on it.
Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove.
That was 36, baby. That was 36.
Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. We got the groove.
We've got the groove. That's what he said. He said, we've got the groove. We in the groove. When you understand who you are the groove. Journey to you. Ain't nothing stopping us. We're just getting started up in here. I want you to turn within with me for a moment. And I want you to just give thanks. Don't be concerned about what you're giving thanks for. Just give thanks. What did Jesus say, Yeshua? I give thanks because I know that thou hearest me always. I give thanks because the great law is always responding to my frequency and my vibration. God responds to the nature of our song. And our song is a triumphant song of gratitude and thanksgiving and dynamic appreciation. So we come into a state of gratitude together. Come everyone all around the world, come into this state of gratitude as a dynamic spiritual community. Come into gratitude. Feel the river of life flowing unpolluted. The river of life flowing pristine through us. Infinite Spirit, closer than our breathing, nearer than our hands and feet. Divine Mother, Father, God. Infinite presence. How great thou art. How infinite and divine and perfect is thy holy name. Thy divine nature in us and as us. How great, how great, how great. We surrender once again. I surrender once again. I surrender once again. The great God of the universe that's inside of my own soul. I recognize this presence. Woo! Everywhere in its fullness. Everywhere in its fullness. I'm so grateful that the very word that is now being spoken is the word of God. Soulful connection. I'm privileged. I'm privileged. I'm honored. I'm honored that I get to speak the word for each and every one of us today. For everyone tuning in all around the world, that we may be lifted up in the rarefied atmosphere of absolute truth and be set free and spiritually liberated from limited thoughts and perceptions. Healing happen. Body temple whole, mental body clear, emotional body pure, body of our affairs reflecting and revealing the fundamental harmony of the universe. Oh, we're accepting all of that. We're accepting all of that. We're accepting all of that. We're accepting, oh, God. Sometimes I just have to just say the word God. Just have to say, God, I love God. Hey, we're not talking about the guy in the sky. We're talking about a presence that's never an absence. Sometimes I just have to just say, I love God. I love God. I love to love. I love to love. Nothing can stop me from loving. I love to love. I love to love. I ask every single day when I wake up in gratitude, I surrender to life, and then I say, give me the strength to do whatever assignment comes my way today, and that means whoever comes in my atmosphere, love. Even if I can't see correctly, love anyway. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve that I can love and love and love and love and love and love. To be more for someone than what I can get from them. That's love. Oh, come on, give them a good feeling, vibration.
Been traveling these wide roads for so long. My heart's been far from you, 10,000 miles gone. Oh, I wanna come here and give you every part of me, but there's blood on my hands and my lips are unclean. So take me to your river. I wanna go. Take me to your river. I wanna know.
River, that unpolluted, pristine river of life, because I want to know. I want to know myself as I am known by God.